Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional women. As recording time of 8:38 a.m. on the Eastern Time, Ethereum country $2,638, down up about 0.64% so far. With respect to over crypto market, you see clearly on the over crypto market on my left side of the chart, we are relatively a mixed bag at the moment across the spectrum. There's some key coins out there down a little bit more prominent than others, like just to name a few, with respect to Solana, down about 4%. ALGORAND is also down about 5% so far. And obviously, with respect to equity market, was closed on a red zone yesterday. Seems like the uncertain factor around the Ukraine-Russian war is still percolating, right? We do not have a confirmatory signal on how it's going to play out, despite the defensive sanctions that, across the globe internationally, countries are enforcing against Russia, onto protecting, our ally country, Ukraine. But obviously, with respect to that affectation, with buildings being blown up, people being killed, refugees having to flee to neighboring countries, and also with respect to that anti-correlation effect onto driving oil prices to be surging a historical high, definitely does not convey a lot of investor confidence onto the equity side of the house, right? In addition to the Ukraine-Russian war, which we still have to kind of keep a pulse on around this weekend, next week is going to be another volatile one, right? And it's going to be more of a long pain drag up until Thursday. So the CPI report is coming out again, obviously on a monthly basis, and this time it's going to release on next Thursday, on March 10th exactly. So it's expected to obviously show on a high-level perspective based on Wall Street expectation an inflation that should logically be rising, right? But how is that going to be, an actualization number versus what Wall Street expecting? That's something we're still pending on, obviously. In addition to the CPI report, we should not be hearing a lot of, verbiage or publicly, announced from the Federal Reserve, as they are within a quiet period right now, working ahead of the March 15 to 16 FOMC meeting, right, which will hear more confirmatory signal around the Fed's meeting. So I would say the bulk of the later part of next week and the beginning of the subsequent week on the 14th of March will be a relatively volatile one, right? So let's just keep an eye out, and ultimately technical never lies, so let's just dive into technicals to see what are some of the foreshadow levels that we can potentially expect. And ultimately, no one has the power to perform wizardry to predict what the CPI report is going to come out to look like, what's the FOMC meeting going to come out to look like, and how's that going to convey people psychologically, right? But ultimately, technicals can always identify the levels that we need to keep our sanity in our frame of spectrum, right? So let's dive into it with respect to recording time of 8:41 a.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum is at 2641, basically at the exact level that I identify, right? This is a technical level telling the truth. And what we need to know right now during this weekend, if we do not hear any more specific news coming from the war, we do not hear specific news coming from, COVID Omicron breaking out again, or just anything outrageous or exogenous that we cannot predict, we should technically just glide on a sideways fashion, and even maybe incur some short-term buying pressure. But something that is negative is that we see clearly the MACD lines crossing down right now. So this is a death cross about to be formed. But luckily, and I'm saying this is a good thing, is that we are the 43 out of 70, so relatively depleted, right? So we do not see a big drop down, let's just say, right? We do not see 1750, which is a question that I've gotten before, the past couple of days so far. Do we see 1750 again? I would say near term, absolutely not. But 2362 would be possible, but I think more around in this level of a flat number, 100 is more logical. But do we see like anywhere like around like the low 2000s? Those are like substantive levels we to crack through 2 3 2 2 2 2 1, right? So I think these are the frames that I'll be being mindful of. Luckily, this is not a mega def cross. This is a mini def cross with some bearish pressure, and we're relatively on the lower echelon of the deplete, right? So I don't think the sell-off is going to be that dramatic. So it's good that we won't have a stomach wrenching one. With respect to Bitcoin, is down about 0.3%, basically not doing much. We're levitating again, right? You can see that clearly. We're in between levels, and the reason we are doing that is because firstly we broke below 40, and secondly we're in a flat number 39, right? But 39 is not a real level. The real level is at the 37,500, which is below. We're about former def cross, but luckily we're in the same momentum as Ethereum, the 45 to 70, so not going to be a big leap down. But I think 37,500 all the way to in between, I would say 35 to 36,000 would be very logical. Next level, it seems like Weeble's trying to always like glitch me right now. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. With respect to Dogecoin, it is very depleted right now, and it's good that we form a def cross, and that's why we saw that red candle. But right now on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you look closely, we are about to cross back up. So I think Dogecoin is more bullish than Ethereum and Bitcoin. I like anywhere from basically current level all the way to 10 cents from here. Cardano's up about 1.76%, 86 cents right now. About to form a def cross as well, so anywhere from basically 84 all the way to 74. I don't see a mega despite the def cross, I don't see a large sell-off, but I think anywhere from basically current level to 74 is still logical. Solana's down about 4% right now. At the 43 out of 70, about to form a def cross, so I like anywhere from again 85 to 75. XRP down up about 2%, anywhere from basically 63 to 57. Polkadot down about 1.8%. I like anywhere from basically 16 to 14 from here. Algorand's down about 5%. I like anywhere from 75 to 68 from here, but the 36 out of 70 about to form a def cross as well, so we will see some sell-off. Shiba Inu's up about 1.78%. Low 2000, so we're not there yet completely, but 2100, 1400, 900 from here. MacTag flat as well, 143 to 120, so we're basically there right now, almost like by 4 cents. AVAX up about 0.6%. This is a head and shoulder pattern clearly, right? So 59 to 50 is coming. Luna is selling off as expected. This is very logical. We should be, I think it's still a level to sell at the moment. I don't think we want to stretch it even further. I think it's going to be a reach for us to get to 100 again. We might, but quickly give up, basically, right? At the 63 out of 70, large separation, no go. Okay, so it's going to be another volatile week, but this week is going to be more on the, or the next week coming up is going to be more the later half on Thursday, obviously the CPAT report. And then subsequently on the 15th and 16th, and the mid of the subsequent week would be with respect to the FOMC meeting. All right, appreciate you. Have a good Saturday, and look out for the next one. Take care. Bye.